Hey guys, just coming to you with my Finnegans Wake project, and I got lost. I had to re-record here because I think I closed the Kindle Cloud Reader, and I think when I opened it up, it reformatted it differently because the words are in different places than they were before, and it threw me as to what paragraph I was on. But now I found the paragraph that I'm on. So here we go, jumping in. Paragraph, we'll call it 54. 'Twas two Pisonance Timcoves. Don't think I've said that before. The wetter is pest, the wrens are overt and come, and the vokes of the turfer is hurled on our land. Of the name of Treacle Tom, as was just out of pop following the theft of a leg of Keogh, Donnelly, and Pakenham's finished pork, and his own blood and milk brother, Frisky Shorty. He was to be exquisitely punctilious about them, both Shorty and Frisky. A tipster, come off the hulks, both of them awful poor. What was out on the bum around for an oofbird game, for a Jimmy O'Goblin or a small thick'un as chanced, while the Seaforths was making the coaling ball, to ear the passon in the motor clobber, make use of his law language, edzo on. Touchin' the case of Mr. Adams, what was in all the Sundays about it, which he was rubbing noses, my nose suddenly itched, with, and having a gurgle off his own along of the buddy bloke in the specs. That's the first paragraph. Second paragraph is like 3 pages long, so here we go. This Treacle Tom, to whom reference has been made, had been absent from his usual wild and woolly haunts in the land of counties capellines for some time previous to that. He was, in fact, in the habit of frequenting common lodging-houses where he slept in a nude state. Hail fellow with meth, M-E-T-H, meth, in strange men's cots. I wonder if I'm sure he doesn't mean meth like methamphetamines, because I don't think they had the word that back then. But on race night, blotto after divers tots of hellfire, red biddy, bulldog, blue ruin, and creeping jenny, Eglandine's choicest herbage, supplied by the duck and doggies, the galloping primrose, Bridget Brewster's, the cock, the postboy's horn, the little old man's, and all swell that aims swell. The cup and the stirrup, he ought his well-warmed liebebobed in a housing room abide with one another's all one word, at block WW. Why didn't he back it? Pub court, the liberties, and what with multipuke on voltapuke, resnored alcoherently, got a little Jamie Foxx remix here, to the burden of I come, my horse delayed, nom nom, the substance of the tale of the evangelical bussy-bozzy and the Russinerbian. The girls, he would keep calling them for the collarette and skirt, the sunbonnet and carnation. In parts, it seemed he was before the Ayats of Martas, or other whales, the thirds of fossil years, he having beham with Katya, when Lavinia's had her men's lease to sea in a psump ship, doodly show whereat he was looking for fight the N-word, with wild rorses, oft in the chilly night, the metagonistic, the epic thalamorous, during uneasy slumber in their hearings of a small and stony broke cash draper's executive. Peter Cloran, discharged, O'Mara, an ex-private secretary of no fixed abode, locally known as Mildew Lisa, who had passed several nights funnish enough in a doorway under the blankets of homelessness on the bunk of Iceland, pillowed upon the stone of destiny colder than a man's knee or woman's breast, and Hosty, no slouch of a name, an ill-starred beach busker, who, sans Rudy and sans Scrapey, suspicioning as how he was setting on a toadstool on the verge of self-abyss, most starved, with melancholia over everything in general. Sans Rudy and Sans Scrapey was fun to read. Knight Berman, you served him with Nadigal's nano. Had been towhead tossing on his shakedown, devising ways and manners of means, of what he loved to ifidaliscence somehow or other in the nation, getting a hold of some chap's parabellum in the hope of taking a wing sociable and lighting upon a side-wheel dive somewhere off the Dulkey Downlarry and Bleak Rookie Trameline, where he could throw true and go and blow the sibicidal napper off himself. For 2 bits to Boldywell, Bultitude in the piece and quiddibus of a one sure shot bottle. He, after having been trying all he knew with the lady's help of Madame Gristle for upwards of 18 calendars, to get calendars is spelled Calanders, so the E and the A are reversed, to get out of Sir Patrick Dunn's, through Sir Humphrey Jervis's, and into the St. Kevin's bed in the Adelaide's hospitals, 2 S's and 2 T's, from these incurable well-slays among those uncarable well-as days, through Sant Iago by his cockle hat, good Lazar, deliver us. Without after having been able to jerry-wrangle at any sides. Lisa O'Devis and Roche Mongan, who had so much in common, epipsychedically, if the phrase be permitted, hostis et odor in super petroperfractus. That's probably funny in Latin. As an understood thing, slept their sleep of the swim-born in the one sweet undulant mother of tumbler bunks, with hosty just how the shavers in the shaw, the yokels in the yotes, or, well, the wasters in the wild. And the bustling, tweeny dawn of all works, mead of anthems here we pant, had not been many jiffies for furbishing potlids, door brasses, scholars' apple cheeks, and link boys' medals when, ash hopper minded, like no fella, he go make bacon fuss, longa white man. The rejuvenated busker, for after a good night's rave and rumble and a Shinkham's top morning with his coexes, he was not the same man. And his broad-awake bedroom suite, our boys, as our Byron called them, were up and a shuffle from the hog's home they love-named the Barrel, cross Eblin's chilled hamlet, thry roots and restings on their then superficies, curiously correspondent with those linea and puncta where our Tubany, Havany, Metro Maniplums, below the Oberflake, under rails and stations at this time of writing. R-I-D-I-N-G, writing. To the thrummings of a cruth fiddle, which, cremoning and crononing, levy, grevy, witty and weavy, appy, leppy, and playable, caress the ears of the subjects of King Saint Finnerty the Festive, who, in brick homes of their own, and in their flavory phraseberry, so that's an interesting word, because the strawberry is phrase in French, something like that in Spanish. So phraseberry is like strawberry berry. Beds, heeding hardly cry of honeyman, sowed lavender or foinboin, salmon alive, with their priggish mouths all open for the larger appreciation of this long-awaited Messiah, it's like Messiah but with a G in it, of roratorios, with roar, R-O-A-R at the beginning, were only half past at sweep, 4 E's in a row, at sweep, and after a brisk pause at a pawnbroking establishment for the prosthetic purpose, of redeeming the songster's truly admirable false teeth, and a prolonged visit to a house of call at Cuja's Place, viz., the Old Sot's Hole in the parish of St. Cecily, within the liberty of Kailmore, not 1,001 national leagues, that was, by Griffith's valuation, from the site of the statue of Primeware Glasstone, setting a match to the march of a maker. Last of the stewards, peut-être. Peut-être means maybe, possibly, in French. Where the tale rambles along, the trio of Wakeful the Diddlers was joined by a further intentions apply tomorrow casual and a decent sort of the had-been variety, who had just been touching the weekly insult, Fewit, and all fig-blabbers, who saith of noun, had stimulants in the shape of gee and gees, maybe G and G's, stood by the damned descent sort, after which stag, luncheon, and a few ones more, just to celebrate yesterday. Flushed with their fire-fostered friendship, the rascals came out of the licensed premises, Brown's first, the small PSXX executive, cap a hand in their sad rear like a lady's postscript. I want money. Please send. Please send is all one word. Wiping their laugh-leaking lipes on their sleeves, how the Bucalines shout their Roskin generally. Sine fion aron. Sorry, I missed an apostrophe S. Sine fions aron. And the rhymer's world was with reason the richer for a would-be ballad, to the balletter of which the world of cumanity, like humanity but with cumin, singing owes a tribute for having placed on the planet's mellow map his lay of the vilest bogayer but most attractionable avatar the world has ever had to explain for. 2 paragraphs. We made it. See you next time.